There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We judge it for podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. Following our people who willing to serve. Blessing our time and our efforts are rest. The brothers are giving us here and the parents of them. The work of my life without fear.
A lyrical
Master.
Clé Paris ou avec you, I can't Sktv-Lib. C'est ma chenille, tina ke ase ma yamo. Enji sano money, emu aye yo. Enji lofa moi, emu aye yo.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandbaza.
And I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I can't play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I can't play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I don't get it now ya to money. That's the biggie, and I don't get it now. Cause you work on my ya to money. Yeah.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandbaza.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We talk it for podcasts and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. Following our people who willing to serve. The flesh, our time and our efforts are rest. The broadcast we giving are real and the premise my best. To work with my life without fear. From Grandfather Nima to Lufa, from Riverside, River G to Chile, from Grand Crew, Bombing, Cape Mount, Montserrat, San to Backwater, from Maryland, Bonk to the Mikey B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa.
Shooting. You see what they? You see it? They are shooting. You see what others are doing? Yes, you are intimidating all. They are shooting. They are shooting. And you see? And you see? You see what? And you see what we see at the door? They are shooting. You see? But here you are shooting up because they're just wanting the maneuver. You see that they are shooting. I think they see the smoke. You see the smoke? They open a fire. They are shooting us. I think you see the smoke. They are shooting us to transfer a carbon. You see that? You see that? They are shooting. You see that? You see that? You see what I can do? You see what I can do? Fuck you. You see what I do? I don't want you. You see that?
in India. Can you go live? Yeah. Matthew calling when you go live.
I don't want to say test. You say for the video.
Hey.
I don't want to send me test. I already seen the him. I didn't hear. You got the number?
Yeah.
Call in now.
I have no money.
Call in. Let it from it. You see that? You cannot shoot. Huh? Okay. Hello? You see that? You see what the state security doing? They put up it, they start shooting up for the car to pass. You see that?
Come to him. Go on my face. Yeah, Martin, I know why you sent us today as you say you photo and video. Just go on our page. I'm already going live. The man is going live. Yeah, people going live. You got me? The man firing going live. Yeah, the someone that for that same page that you said just on. Check what you see. You see the live. I'm going live. Yeah. Hello. I should go on a new page. Yeah. No, there's no hotels. I'm the one going live. I'm the one on the WC. The WC, Papa Melo, why you sent us to tell me that asking for video and photo of the protest this morning. I'm the one going. I'm the one going live. I'm the one going live. Nah, I can't do that. What day? Hey, what day? What day? See that? You see what I'm doing? Yeah, Moses. You see what I'm doing? You see what I'm doing? They said you now they decided to fight us. You see that? Which one go my page? I'm the one going live. I you said to them, my man. You put it for you. Okay, send me a new stuff.
Well, folks. No time. Again, let me say the pleasant good evening to all of you, our dear cherry listeners. Good morning, good afternoon to those of you who just joining. What's the time like from your end? It's 8 minutes past 6. That's the time check from what I see on broadcast right here on Troop FM 96.1, and that Sktv will come away every weekday from Monday straight to Saturday. By this time, always we have with you on today. Today is Wednesday, for matter of fact. So many things happening back home, so many things happening in Liberia, so many things to talk about, be it politics, economy, all of the labor issue situation and so forth. Yes, folks. So that's why we are different from other people, because when we come here, we don't meet on voice, we don't take sides, we tell everything, we tell all of the stories, what are the religious issues, what are the issues that you need to know about. Yes, indeed, we are here first again. We're going to be here with you this evening. We have someone who been back for a little time, and the person will be here with us this evening to also talk about a wide range of issues, especially coming from the Liberia Labor and Governance Alliance. And Brother George S. Temwe will also be here with us this evening already, entering his studio and setting up already. So anytime from now, he will join us. And the rest of the team, the rest of the panelists will also be here with us this evening to also, talk about all of the prevailing situations, things happening back home, and what the way forward with all of our lives, everything. But help us share the show, people. Those of you who are watching, help us share the show. Today is the 18th of the second month. For a matter of fact, we gradually, like I always say, these months, they don't waste time. So we are already into the second month, and we are already into is that a half, or we are almost into the quarter, or what we actually call of the second month in the year 2026. Good evening, people. Good evening to all of you. I don't know what about George is set and ready. I'm seeing George S. Temwe down there, representing the Liberia Labor and Governance Alliance. Also, he been one of our school follower, son of Mama Liberia, who've been working hard, making sure that they have everything that had to do with labor issues and so forth on going back home. Sometimes there are a lot of young people out there who have the kind of brain and everything, keep working, keep putting things together. But sometimes when you don't know them or you don't see them, sometimes you feel that maybe some of our young people, they are not into the governance system, or they are not into things happening here in Liberia. But again, Brother George is there. Let me see how best to bring it on, because no need to waste our time. While you do the sharing of the show, those of you who are watching have already shared the link around. Mark, but Ali will join us. Mr. Karen will also be here with us this evening. So many things happening. Those of you who are just joining, I know that you've been hearing about the police spokespersons of resigning, and the situation there in Nimba, Yekepa, where we saw Liberians, or in fact, those one who work at the mining site, also having some, should I say, yeah, having some, uh, issues with what going on from their in there where they work, and also they were then the police have some issues, and I think by this time that have been resolved, that may can have been restored with all of the video that we're watching not too long. Yes, so that may can have been restored in that part of Nimba. But again, no need to waste the time of our young men who are already here, but George. But George also tapping, and I guess that maybe I don't know whether he's capping or is WhatsApp or is on the Messenger or on YouTube or the TikTok, because it's not easy now and then the internet. But anyway, Brother George, I know this is the first time appearing on the SKTV show. But good evening and welcome, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much. So of course it's my first time being on the SK show, and I'm looking forward to a very, very good conversation. So the name is George S. Tengme. For some of you who don't know me, I'm the executive director for the Liberal Labor and Governance Alliance, and I can say we are the group that came up with the annual labor report 2025, in which the Ministry of Labor scored F, and we have been carrying on series of engagement in the labor sector. It's some of the things we have flagged out, and we are here. We'll have a good conversation. Trust me.
Wonderful. Thank you, Brother George. And those of you who just joined us, please help us share the show. Ali hit around 600 views. Ali then Brother George, but already Brother George in studio. And we'll talk more about the labor and so many issues. There are a lot of things happening that Dubai, also from the Anfield, also have been talk about lately that in fact the court should, in fact, the court ruled that he should be reinstated or stay be given his benefit for the next 5 years of his tenure. But again, all of this thing, but Musa Hassan Bedeti, also extremists, also have a victory match against the lower court here in Liberia. We also talk about all of these things, and the teacher yesterday that we talked about, that we said that a teacher in Bowman County who teaching from ABC to 5th grade, according to him, he's teaching about 90 students. I don't know how that's going to work. He's the principal, he's the registrar, and he's the, I don't know, the officer in charge. He's the everything. But George, but anyway, let me start with you. How is your office? First of all, how everything?
So we are very okay, and at the Liberal Labor and Governance Alliance, we have come a long way since 2024. There have been series of engagement, like if you want us to list some of the few things we have done, like we were the group that advocated for the 65 workers from the Intercontinental Group, like people in rebuilding or building the new Redemption Hospital. There were cases of labor abuse, wages unpaid, occupational safety and health, and we took up that case with the Ministry of Labor. And that case was in favor of the workers. The workers won that case, and all 65 workers were paid. And also, we engaged the workers of the new Platinum Hotel that is in Congo Town, 102 workers. But this was done in collaboration with some civil society organization. And again, all 102 workers gained their lawful benefits. And as of current, we are in Grand Bassa County, where we are advocating for 65 workers that work for the Sigma Group. And the Sigma Group are the ones building the Orange Data Center in Grand Bassa County. As a matter of fact, on day before yesterday, The workers in Grand Bassa were protesting for their wages. Not protesting, but they went on go slow for their wages. And this is a case that we have pushed with the Ministry of Labor, with the Sigma Group company. We contacted the bargaining agent. But as it stands, we are at a bargaining table now where the workers are going to get a verdict in a conference room, I'm sure by tomorrow, so that they too can get justice. So we are in a sector, we are in the counties, we are out there trying to expose these things and advocate for better labor governance. So that is our short history of
Wonderful.
what we've done.
Wonderful, Brother Josh. I'm just so impressed. And I hope that we'll be able to have you here all of the time. And I don't know my brother, my colleague Mark, because these are kind of more discussions that Mark really like to be part of. And I hope that the team will join us here anytime from now. But let's move back, young as you are, dealing with labor issues. How is that not stressful for you? Let me ask you first before we go to all of the other issues.
Of course, it is very stressful because sometimes I'm sleeping around 11:30 p.m. and then I receive some calls. Like there is a trending case now, and it's good that you mentioned that teacher case. On day before yesterday, I was at the Ministry of Education after I received intel that over 30 teachers from the Liver counties came in town to, make some effort for them to get their benefit that they have not received through the USD account for over 5 months. So we met them at the Ministry of Education, and we got to understand that they are only receiving, or they have received, $2,500 per month, Liberian dollars, for the past 5 months, and they have not received their US dollar because of quote unquote glitches in the payroll system. So the county education officer in those different counties said these workers or civil servants should come in town and work on a way to solve the problem with the Ministry of Education and the Ministry of Finance. But the truth is, many of these workers are elderly people, and they don't understand the movement in Montserrat County. Some of them were stranded. Some of them names I won't call, but we had to contribute personally to their, movement and doing other things in Montserrat. So we see it as a way to say that the Ministry of Labor, your county offices or your sub offices, I don't get it where civil servant will go there to solve human resource problem, and then you tell the civil servant, say, leave from Grand Bassa, leave from Maryland, leave from Nima, and go to Monrovia. How about if
it's a central office?
Definitely. So how about if I don't even know Maserado? What's the point? So I think it is an urgent call to the Ministry of Education, and this is something that we are going to uncover exactly what is happening in the Ministry of Education payroll system, for which that civil servant will work for over 5 months and they cannot receive that USD account
component of the salary.
Definitely, yes.
And Brother George, even to that, thank God I even brought about the Ministry of Education, because sometimes when the media maybe talk about some of these things, you will hear that maybe sometimes the civil servant agency sometimes they want to debunk and say, no, we are paying everybody, we don't owe anybody. But yeah, even the kind of news, for me, I'm shocked, because the component of salaries of maybe two separate salaries, one in the Liberian data and the other one in the USD, and the people keep complaining. And in fact, the government is also telling them that leave from where you are and come to central office and be able to are they coming here to rectify, or what the purpose for which they are coming here to do?
So basically, they are coming to conduct something called payroll verification. That should be happening in the county. but they have to come to town. Now they will provide a payroll number. Now they will have to come with the employment letter. Now they will have to come with some details so that the Ministry of Education Human Resource component can verify to see where the error could be. If the Ministry of Education sort out the problem, like in the case of two persons that I interview and talk to, the Ministry of Education Human Resource director talked to them and said, okay, yeah, your money is here, but take the letter and go to the Ministry of Finance so that the Ministry of Finance can complete the verification. This is something that we see to be a slap in the face of
because of the stress.
Of course,
I'm looking at the stress
definitely
of the teacher who's supposed to be in the classroom teaching is now outside working after his salary. How long? Sometimes say you've been around by the judge. How long you think some of these things last for? Like for example, working after the president, sometimes you go for a week, 2 a month.
Sometimes 3 months. Sometimes over 90 days. And believe me, while these civil servants are in town trying to solve this problem, the district education officers and other people will start calling them. You are missing classes, you need to come back. But the thing is, how do I come back when issue of my wages hasn't been solved? So I mean, these kinds of discrepancy in payroll management has to be solved, and it's only important that we, from the advocacy angle, can clear these things out so that the necessary entity can see fit with reason to solve them in the best interest of these workers.
Thank you, Brother George. And let's move back to the bombing counties, maybe situation or scenario that you just raised about a teacher or a principal or the better say the commander-in-chief, because he's the one now control more the entire school, he's in charge of everything. But let's move back. What happened? Is it the right thing for one person to teach about 90 students per day, or even to teach from ABC to 5th grade? Why this thing happening, Brother George? Is that not an extreme labor abuse?
Of course, because it's something that attribute to overtime. Take for an example, there should be a maximum, number of persons in a class. Maybe let's say it should be around 35 persons, at most 40 persons. Now, there are reasons for which some of these things happen. Sometimes it's because there are no provision of logistical support in the term of blackboard, chairs, and extras. So if there is one big room and then there are many students, but the rest of the other classes, I mean, they are in the dilapidated form. So it's only prudent that most of these principals will say, hey, section 1, 2, 3, we want you to merge and come to this lecturer. Sometimes the reason is due to maybe there are payroll glitches that we just talked about. Some of these teachers have not been approved or don't have the qualification, or some of these teachers, I mean, they have not seen their name on the payroll system. So against that, management say, we cannot hold you to teach here. We need, the rest of the student to go to the other lecturer, say he is the only person who is registered or who is qualified. And so these are the kind of situations that we need to then understand to exactly, quantify or quantify the kind of situation that this lecturer or teacher might be involved with. Other than that, there could be so many other reasons.
Wonderful, folks. If you just joining us, this is Brother George S. Tengme, for a matter of fact, from the Liberia Labor and Governance Alliance here this evening, educating us, better still, explaining about some of the things that we all need to know. Those of you out there who maybe who just joining us, you will hear a lot of things here this evening. But Brother George, let's go back to the Decent Work Act of 2015. There's so many noise into the workforce, especially when it comes to the issue of labor. Like before taking you on, there was this video that I played not too long from Nimba for Yikipa. I think the protest was all about labor abuse, people are not happy, and people, the workforce and so on. But Brother George, let's go back. With the Decent Work Act, are we fully implementing the Decent Work Act of 2015, or we just have the laws and just say, okay, let the law just be there and let's do whatsoever thing that we think we can do? Because if you go back to the Decent Work Act section 1, in fact, chapter 1, section 1.2, the act is intended to promote, a decent work in Liberia. But most of the time, you see, even the workforce, they look sorrowful, they look sick, the environment, they are not happy. What's the cause?
So, firstly, to understand the entire situation, is only good for us to provide the historical analysis of why decent work came and how it came. So, in the late 18th century, industrialization was taking over Europe and the rest of the world. And at that time, the capitalists or the rich people who are PP company, they were overly exploiting workers and laborers. So it was only prudent that labor advocates like George Temer now, or the Karl Marx at the time from Germany, grouped themselves to create policies that can make workers to benefit in the event that if I'm working overtime, like I should work for 8 hours, but I'm being mandated by the company to work for 12 hours, the extra wages, who benefit? The company benefit against me. So it was at that background, and because of one major thing, exploitation. So the whole Decent Work Act today that we have came into existence after the International Labour Organization establishment in 1919 was because of exploitation, workers' exploitation. So the act came in and conventions were signed. Liberia subscribed to this convention. Take for an example, Convention 87, Convention 89. Convention 87 talks about workers having the right to freely assembly. Convention 89 talks about workers assembling and with the protection of the Ministry of Labor, to protest, right? Or conduct bargaining activities. So these abuses could not end until the International Labour Organization came in place in 1919. Then came former President William Richard Tubman, when he came up with the idea of the open door policy. I'm coming back down to Liberia. So the open door policy came into being so that private sector investment could expand, so that Liberian workers can focus on the private sector and have decent life and employment and extracy. Sadly, that open door policy saw the capitalists again overly exploiting Liberian workers. Then, in his wisdom, between 1971 to 1980, former President William Richard Tubman said, let's have something called the liberalization law. So that law is the start to end labor exploitation. How? That law came into place so that Liberia can take charge of the economy, so that certain jobs, and at the start of the creation of the liberalization law, it was only 26 businesses that Liberian workers could do. But that law was amended, creating up to 60 businesses that Liberian workers can do. And positions, senior management positions, according to that law, that Liberian workers should do, even if that work is in the private sector. Now, the Decent Work Act of Liberia is in coherence with that law. But there is a major reason why our workers are still stranded and suffering. It's because of two things. One, weak enforcement and mismanagement of the labor sector, mostly the private sector. by the Ministry of Labor, and two, the over suppression of laboring workers, thereby creating the possibility for the employer to overly exploit, because the employer comes with something, and this is one thing that I hate so much. They think that librarian always talk about royalty, fund or royalty bribe. That heavy money that the company can come with when they want to bring investment. They say, Liberal government, that's 200 million here. When that is done, if you don't use policies to erect the checkpoints to say, hey, you can keep your 200 million, but we want you to make sure that every librarian working here, even if he's a daily hire, you need to sign a fixed term contract with him. There should be health benefits. There should be education benefits. So these things are meticulous information missing exactly from that angle. I'll give you a good example. During the former era of former Minister of Labor, Tewonse Gonglo, there was something called a mandatory clause that every industrial entity or company in Liberia should conduct. This thing is called Occupation Safety and Health Committee. But that committee was only established on the enforcement that was mandated by former Minister of Labor, Councillor Tewon Gonglo. Now,
all right, thank you, Brother George. We will go more into that. Let me welcome one of our colleagues here on the show this evening, Brother Aliu. Aliu, I know you and Mark, these are kind of things because always, all of the time, the system continue to make our people poor. Our people are working, but at the end of the day, they look very poor. In fact, they are even poor. They don't even look, they are poor, nothing to for the even carry on after the month end and so forth. But again, Brother Ali, good evening, my dear brother, and welcome. Ali?
Sorry, sorry, I was muted. I didn't unmute myself. I'm sorry about that. Good afternoon from my Mayborn, and good afternoon, Mr. Tengme. Good afternoon to our listening audience and followers. Yeah, I've been following the show. My computer was misbehaving today. I say, what's going on?
Wow, I enjoyed it. I'm missing Monk the hell, man. But Monk, that's good. Monk will be here with us to promote something pop up.
Yeah.
So you have to go by again. These are kind of a discussion among you. But I knew our guest is here. We have Brother George, he just stated Mr. Timber, and been talking about labor issues affect because but I'll quickly before you come on that no one can easily grow as a person when you work and you're not getting the just benefit. At the end of the day, you will continue to remain poor. But go ahead. Go ahead, my brother.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. It's nice having Mr. Tengme here today to discuss some of this issue. I have interacted with him, I think, on 2 to 3 different occasions on the same labor issue. And that's Liberia for us. Well, he has said it all, and you continue to elaborate on this labor issue in the country. Because, like, I think just 2 hours ago, I was just listening to the OKFM, something like that, and somebody called and said, oh yes, one of the things they will grade the government for is people are taking salaries on time, their salary don't delay. So when I listened to Mr. Tengme, who he just said that I think teachers are at the Ministry of Education for the past 5 months, they have only received $2,000 Liberian dollars component of their salaries, and the US component of now they haven't received it yet. So, and I don't know why these things are happening. Like he said, yes, it happens. Sometimes you will come to town to run after your salary, and the DEO or the principal will be calling you, oh yeah, you're supposed to be in class and you only ask for 1 day. Why should people work and then running after their salary instead of them being paid on time? Teachers are that way, people who imparting knowledge into the future generation to come. This is so sad. And this is why every now and then you see teachers are protesting, doctors and nurses, they are protesting. And we don't think this is supposed to be happening in a civilized country. Yes. But it's nice having you, Mr. Tengme. I'm here. Yes. As I say, I've been following from the very beginning, but my computer was giving me a hard time.
Wonderful, thank you. And we also see Mr. Connor, that's good. So Mr. Connor will also be here. He's one person who also have a lot of interest into some of the issues. Today there were a lot of protests back to back, even at the Ministry of Finance today. I think that was the forestry. I think the forestry people, they were protesting. I think for their, I don't know, for their benefit or for their money and so forth. Their money wahala. People are protesting. Back to back. But Mr. Kane is here, the CEO of Sktv. Good evening, Mr. Kane, and what's up, everything?
Everything is good. I mean, thank God we just started the Ramadan,
Yes.
and we are praying that we are able to complete the whole 30 days because it's not easy.
I mean, I should.
We pray for good health. We pray for long life so we can do more of these things. Yeah, but it's good to be here in Melbourne. I never been following. Actually, I was on the meeting, and I'm not sure whether you guys have talked about a lot of things that have been going around today, especially when it comes to the ruling from the Supreme Court between ceramics uh, company owned by Honorable Musa Ability and that of the LPRC. Have you guys talked about it?
No, we only say that in passing, but we didn't go too deep because there are two of the other things are also blended with that Dubai also winning.
Yeah.
Yes, so I think everything will be discussed here, and thank God we have also somebody who also representing the issue of labor and governance and the alliance, governance alliance. So he also here with us, a very brilliant young guy. So Mr. Cannon, that's good. Welcome, and I think you can also welcome me. You better be. It's one of our followers. You know, it was impromptu because we've been having some technical difficulties, so there was no way for
So
me.
the name is George H. Tengbe?
Yes, yes,
Okay. George, nice meeting you. How you doing?
yes. I'm very okay. Thanks
Okay.
if following the SKTV, and you guys are doing a very good job. Liberian people appreciate you. Thank
Oh,
you.
thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, Melbourne, so you can carry on the show. I will be here. I will be listening, and when I need to come in, I will definitely do. But yeah, I mean, it's a good show, and I'll be here. I'll be in the back listening,
Ah,
but I will come in from time to time. Okay.
all right, so thank you, Mr. Kane, and Brother Ali and myself will be asking questions about it because this is interesting. But let's go back, Mr. Teme, with the latest protest coming from Maserado and out of Nima. What say you with that? People are put. I think you were in flight with some people. If I cut you off, were you in
No,
flight?
no,
Okay.
it's okay.
All right, but then go ahead with the latest protest. All of these things have been done back to back with all of their effort.
So, like I have been saying for the past months and for the entire 2025, the Ministry of Labor that is managing the private sector has created for herself the situation of extreme labor mismanagement. And this is only because the Minister of Labor cares only for one component of the Ministry of Labor. And that component is the one that has to do with aiding revenue generation from the alien work permit. Now, if you are the Minister of Labor or the Minister of Labor and you forget that the act that created you on the mantle of protecting, supporting, and defending Liberian workers, created you on the mantle of enforcing the Decent Work Act of Liberia. But if you forget those key areas and you want to squarely focus on making sweeping statements that the Ministry of Labor in September 2025 we generated 1.7 million. In October 2025, we generated 1.8 million. So you squarely trying to tell us that your key function now as a ministry is to generate hidden revenue. And it's not in the interest of workers. And that is the reason why the sector has been forgotten. That is the reason why the Ministry of Labor has now turned into a partisan entity. The Ministry of Labor has now created a different code of conduct affecting public workers in our country, where a total violation of the Code of Conduct, Section 90, that cancel employment from one sector, from one party. Now the Ministry of Labor has turned to a nepotistic entity. Tribalism is on the increase. Mismanagement is on the increase. Today is one of the saddest days because on Tuesday, workers, I just told you, workers at Sigma Group in Grand Bassa County were on a go-slow. 1 month ago, a few weeks ago, in Grand Bassa, Afghan workers again were on go-slow. 1 month ago, in Compound 3, Grand Bassa County, Liberal Agriculture Company workers were on go-slow. Again, today, Afghan workers are also on a strike. Now, for many of you Liberians who don't understand basically what a strike is the situation that comes in when workers have absorbed every diplomatic channel for their situation, for their grievances to be heard, but then there is nothing being done. Then, at that point, they no longer go on go-slow. They go on strike. And that strike is supported by Convention 87 of the International Labour Organization, Convention 89, and it's also supported by our Decent Work Act of Liberia. So we were surprised to see the disrespectful letter or statement that came from the Ministry of Labor also passing through one of the assistant ministers that is very corrupt, Minister Emmanuel Zor. This is a fellow that we have published temporary work permit under his influence issued by him. And here is the man coming on air to deny workers the rights to go on strike, even though it is their constitutional and legal duty. So we believe the Ministry of Labor under this minister will never improve, can never improve. He should be dismissed, or he be fired, or he resign. No other way to go.
Wow. So are you also saying, because what you're talking about, in fact, partisan labor, that means, I don't know what you're trying to say. What do you mean?
Okay, so it is very clear. Let me first break the news for you. I'm sure you are aware. The Minister of Labor did call contractors at the Ministry of Labor because we have changed the name of the Ministry of Labor to the Ministry of Bad Labor under the auspices of the MDR political movement. So Minister Kubakra called these workers and said, "Oh, my people are owing you for 13 months." Yes, contractors have not been paid for 13 months, some of them for 15 months at the Ministry of Labor. But because of the series of advocacy we have been doing, the minister decided to call them and say, "We want to pay."
You mean at the Ministry of Labor?
At the Ministry of Labor. That entity is now the Ministry of Bad Labor. So he said he wanted to pay the people for 2 months. So that he had promised them that after he paid them for 2 months, they should wait the remaining months so he can put their name or recommend for their name to get on the CSA payroll. Now, the question is, how does my name getting on CSA payroll negate the fact that you owe me for 30 months? So my legal wages, by sweat and blood, you want to cancel it because you promised me, heaven that I cannot see. So our caution to the workers is, do not listen to what Mr. Kubakra is saying to you, because he has nepotized that entity. The only people that receive logistics, contractors receiving logistics, are those contractors that are from the MDR political movement. If you are not from that movement, if you are not from that angle, believe me, you will be a labor commission in Santo County, and you will still be writing on sheet. You will have no car assigned to you. You will be a labor inspector without job security. And that is one of the reasons why we were serious when we said we want to go into a debate with anybody from the Ministry of Labor to come and discuss how the government of Liberia generated the 70,000 jobs, because we believe jobs should be decent according to the United Nations Sustainable Development Goal number 8. If jobs are not decent, if job cannot give you security, and it commensurate with your profile, then it means that job is a precarious work. And precariousness has taken over the Ministry of Labor. So the sector has been neglected, forgotten, and today's statement from the Ministry of Labor cement and approve, confirm all of our assertions, our investigation against the Ministry of Labor. This sector is doomed and it's going to fail the Liberian people by over 100%.
Wow. So from Ministry of Labor to Ministry of Bar Labor, it's just so interesting, Brother George. But again, but Ali, what say you? Because I think George can even prove just one point is maybe just one example is that the teacher there in Bome County, in Ali County, one person teaching about 90 students. So that tells you that in fact from the Ministry of Labor to the Ministry of Bar Labor. But I'm still confused with that. But Ali, any question from the end that maybe they want to ask our brother?
You know the problem here, Mabon, I don't really know what's happening to our country. Well, Mr. Tengbe, are you telling us today on this platform, and all Liberians are listening to you, that the Ministry of Labor now, you are a labor inspector? Once you are not from maybe the MDR or the Unity Party, you can be treated fairly as people who. So is that the whole labor ministry have been politicized, that everything there is being done politically now? You had to be from the Unity Party or the MDR before you will be treated like a labor inspector? Is that what's going on now in the ministry? That partisan or business they carry to the ministry now?
So, Ali, at the Ministry of Labor, this is not hidden secret, the open secret. At the Ministry of Labor, the Minister of Labor is a Guillaume. He's from the MDR party. The Deputy Minister for Administration is a Guillaume from the MDR party. The Comptroller General is a Guillaume from the MDR party and is the brother of the Deputy Minister for Administration. The Assisting Minister on Aided Registration is from the MDR party and he is from Nima County. The Assisting Minister on Labor Standard is from the NDR party and is also a Guillaume. The Human Resource Manager is from the MDR party and he's also a Guillaume. The Labor Commission or the Assistant Labor Commission in Lower Magby County is from the same MDR party and is married to the cousin or sibling of the Vice President of Liberia. The Labor Commissioner for Magby County, again, and Mosfado County, are also from the MDR and are of the King's strap of the Minister of Labor. Important decisions, almost 85% of the executive committee members of that Ministry of Labor are from the MDR and from the same King's strap as the Minister of Labor. Are there anybody from the Ministry of Labor to come up and defend these things? We have said these things countless times, and we have said that these are the reasons why that ministry refused to improve. Take for an example, in the event of inspection, certain top ministers at that Ministry of Labor have been denied the rights to go out for inspection because inspection is now channeled to the deputy or the assistant inspector general, whose name is Darius, and he is the godson, and he's from the MDR party, and he is also of the same tribe. So if you don't pass through that man, you cannot have any inspection granted in the Republic of Liberia, even if you are a deputy minister. So you see, so the only time inspection is conducted is when folks of the MDR, folks of the Minister Kingsmen gets in the pickup, go out there to conduct inspection. If you are from any other area, believe me, your inspection will not be granted until it is channeled through these people. Labor commissioners, labor coordinators in different counties. I was on ELBC radio station just recently, and they were calling on the show to confirm that everything we are saying is true, because they are from different travel background. They got no logistics, they got no laptops, they got no cars, and some of them are working on something called de facto function, where they say JB Atinya. Their contracts have been terminated. They have not been paid for over 13 months. We have flagged these things. It is so sad and disrespectful in the eyes of the Liberian people that our president will not want to listen and take action. The Minister of Labor has to resign. He must resign, or he be dismissed.
Wow. So
Wow.
Mabel is the labor ministry now is yes, I don't
He's
know.
a champion for me. For me, I always call them the champion for bad labor. For me, I always call them because all of the things that we are all going through today, everything comes from the Ministry of Labor. And thank God that of the activists and all of the people that have been doing all of that research, they have all of their evidence base and so forth. Today, they are all here talking about some of these things. So that's what happened in our society. And that's why, Brother Ali, come on, that's why the society is not growing. Because the politicians feel that they should be the only one shining, they should be the only one controlling things, they should be the only one who want to do everything. I know you are not part of that political clique or something. Yeah, that's about go ahead, my brother.
Yes, or I just wanted to say something like what George just said, that if all of these people at the labor ministry holding those top positions, they are all coming from Nima County, and they are all from one political party, the MDR. So it's like the whole labor ministry now is the Nima County ministry and that MDR ministry. So if we are talking about government of inclusion, Mr. Tengme, does that represent anything that looks like government of inclusion to the Liberian people out there? If you get one ministry, all the position given to one political party and from one country. So nobody in Liberia qualify for different political party or different country to serve in this position. So how do you look at that, you people that are in the labor sector? How do you look at that? How do you change that? What?
So let's go back to what the Constitution said. The Constitution of the Republic of Liberia, Article 8. Article 8 says employment and wages should come without boundaries. It should commensurate with my profile. Article 18 supports Article 8. Article 18 says the chance for employment should come from every angle. Again, it's without boundaries, meaning you don't need to come from MDR before you are employed at the Ministry of Labor. This is not my own saying. Read the Constitution for yourself right now as we are on this show and prove me wrong. That Article 18 also says you don't need to have any political alignment before being employed. And guess what? It is supported by the Code of Conduct, Section 90C. It speaks against the recommendation for employment. It speaks against employment by alignment, party, affiliation, ex-vacancy. That should never happen. So these things are supported by our laws. It is so sad, it's so disrespectful to the people of Liberia that these things, our constitution will be violated deadly. And I keep saying, one might argue that the president of Liberia ration, and I believe that is one of the greatest mistakes of His Excellency Joseph Yuma Boakai. You don't ration a strategic entity of government like the Ministry of Labor. You don't give that entity to one group or political party. No, you don't do that. Even if you are doing that, you should have had some sort of oversight responsibility. The committee that was set up to vet the profiles of political appointees, those committee that one group of people, like the entire cabinet minister reference for recommendation at the Ministry of Labor come from one king's background. That is a disrespect to our constitution. It's a violation of Article 8 and Article 18. So these are the problem. And we are thinking that it is only prudent that the right can be corrected now that we are in the second quarter of this United Party government term. I believe sanity and hygiene can be provided to this sector under the conditions that the president of Liberia will see fit to reshuffle these people, remove them from the Ministry of Labor. They have swallowed, they have engulfed the entity.
Wonderful. We have about 2 more minutes to go for the news break, which of course you will go for a little brief in and brief out, and about 7 o'clock and 7:15 we'll come back. But let me ask you this question: have you people been given the opportunity to have maybe some conversation with the minister or with the Ministry of Labor? Have you people been interacting with them? I mean, your organization or your group.
The thing is, whenever we engage the Ministry of Labor, it's based on policy recommendation. It's based on exposing some kind of value or practice. Like the last time we visited them was a drop letter through our media and communication director to the Ministry of Labor to say labor abuse is currently taking place in Grand Bassa County on the grounds of Sigma Group. There are workers constructing the Orange Data Center. Their rights have been abused. Here are the situation. Please go and investigate. The sad thing is, the Ministry of Labor, from the minister downward, they will take that letter, that document, we send it in the interest of the Liberian people, and say it's from George Stigma and her group. So they trust it. They disrespect the feelings of Liberian people. They forget to understand that whenever we engage them, it means we have conducted series of investigation, and workers are challenged, and they need their minister to go in their defense. But that is not the situation. Like for an example, we were in Grand Bassa County, Liberia Agriculture Company. Workers are going beyond value price. The general manager director for Liberia Agriculture Company, that means one holds 4 different positions, a total violation of our labor law. That man is serving as a managing director. He is the procurement director. He is a warehouse manager. He is a controller. How then do you leave the space according to the liberalization law for Liberian to occupy jobs that Liberian should be doing? And these things are happening almost everywhere. Chinese people are drivers, are driving, any cars that any Liberian can drive. Go to China Union, take your own camera, go there. Chinese people are standing at the gates as security men, doing cash on labor jobs. And at the same time, they will be on the payroll of the management as senior managers or holding senior managerial position. Forget that one. Go to GAF. GAF, Aluminum company here at Iria. All the people down there, they don't have one paper. Nobody that get work permit. Who is shielding them? Who is protecting them? Go to Abidjale. All of the companies that falls under Abidjale, they don't have work permit. Who's shielding them? There is someone at the Ministry of Labor that is protecting them. So this is a situation.
Brother George, so let's go for the break. Brother Ali, we have a minute to go for the news break. Thank you so much, Brother George. We'll come back after the news bulletin. Trust us, we will talk a little bit, then we'll go to the line to interact with our people, our listeners out there, so that they too can give their side of the story of the situation that we are all going through in Liberia. But thank you so much. So let's go for a little break. Those of you who are watching and also following us this evening, I want to say many thanks to all of you. Thank you, and keep watching the SKTV show here this evening. This is Truth FM 96.1, and I'm John C. May Bankula. We're going to be here with you up to 8 o'clock on tonight, but we're going for the little short break, at least for the news bulletin and trust. But we'll come back. We will dive more into the labor issues, some of the things that we are faced with today, and to see how best that these situations can be put maybe to an end. But this break can be right back.
So definitely the weapon has been retrieved. Yeah. The weapon has been retrieved by CEO Aaron Martin, Mr. Lami Mendy. Yeah. Definitely the weapon has been retrieved. That's a weapon that was seized early this morning. And it has been retrieved by CEO Mountain rather. Yes, that's a weapon. That's a weapon there. The weapon has been retrieved. So bravo to the security forces who made this possible. Yeah. So the weapon has been retrieved. And we'd like to say bravo, congratulations to the security forces and CEO Mountain who made it possible, Lamin Mendy, to retrieve this identical weapon. Early this morning, protesters got that weapon from one of the securities, and now it has finally been retrieved by CEO Mountain, Lamin Mendy. Thank you. So definitely the weapon has been retrieved. Yeah. The weapon has been retrieved by CEO Aaron Martin, Mr. Lamin Mendy. Yeah. Definitely the weapon has been retrieved. That's a weapon that was seized early this morning. And it has been retrieved by CEO Mountain rather. Yes, that's a weapon. That's a weapon there. The weapon has been retrieved. So bravo to the security forces who made this possible. Yeah. So the weapon has been retrieved. And we'd like to say bravo, congratulations to the security forces and CEO Mountain who made it possible, Lamin Mendy, to retrieve this identical weapon. Early this morning, protesters got that weapon from one of the securities, and now it has finally been retrieved by CEO Mountain, Lamin Mendy. Thank you. So definitely the weapon has been retrieved. Yeah. The weapon has been retrieved by
You see what others are doing? What others are shooting? You see where they? You see where they are shooting? You see what others are doing? Here's your entry into the arm. They are shooting. They are shooting. And you see? And you see? You see what? And you see what at the door? They are shooting. You see? But here you are shooting off because they're transporting the end of the maneuver. You see that? They are shooting. I think you see the smoke. You see the smoke? They open a fire. They are shooting us. I think you see the smoke. They are shooting us to transport a cargo. You see that? You see that? They are shooting. You see that? You see that? You see what I can do? You see what I can do? Fuck you. You see what I'm doing? I don't want you. You see that? I can't go in India. Can I do go live? Yeah. Martin, why you go live? Martin, I don't want to say test. You say you for the video. I don't want to let you me test. I already seen the him. I didn't hear. You got no more? Yeah. Coin now. I have no more now. Coin. Let it from it. You see that? You cannot shoot. Huh? You see that? You see what the state security doing? They put up it, they start shooting out for the car to pass. You see that? Come to him. Go on my face. Yeah, Martin, I don't want you send test to the as you say you for the video. Just go on our face. I'm already going live. The nice live. They have been going like that. You got me? The man fire will go. Yeah, the someone that just for that same page that you said just on. Check for that. You see the live. I'm going live. Yeah? Hello? I should go to a new place? Yeah? No, there's not hotels. I'm the one going live. I'm the one on the double scene. The double scene, our Papa Melo, why you send text to tell me that asking for video and photo of the protest this morning. I'm the one going live. I'm the one going live. Nah, I can't do that. What day? Hey, what day? What day? See that? You see what I'm doing? Yeah, Moses. You see what I'm doing? You see what I'm doing? They said they decided to fight us. You see that? Which one you go my page? I'm the one going live. I mean, you said to them, my man. You go the phone here. Okay, send me a new stuff. No. Okay, call it means testing. You go want to testing my page. You go want to there. Yeah, me testing. He said new page is saying.
But new page I'm not seeing it.
Yeah, me testing my page.
Okay, no more.
Go on want to testing my page my Facebook page. Thank to confirm this.
Dabbesin D A
R B S O N. Dabbesin. Thanks I Papa Melo. Dabbesin Papa Melo, yeah, Dabbesin Papa Melo.
Melo sorry.
MELO. Thanks I you know gone with that money go store my hand. Check your Facebook notification. Yeah, he send it to you. I confirm.
But check it online, not there.
You send that test?
Yeah, I send it to him.
What notification?
Added you already. He said you already added you. You see a different thing here.
What you saying? Added me?
Added me, but I seen it.
This letter is reassigning to it's a division headed by same colleagues. So according to the letter, subsequently you are hereby reassigned at Protocol Division as here there at. How is that? The administration of Liberia National Police hereby expresses its thanks and appreciation to you for the dedicated service rendered the police department during the tenure of services as head of Press and Public Division Central Headquarters. I don't know whether we have tenure, this is a tenure position. But accept our congratulations on your new appointment, as we hereby challenge you to exert your utmost best to achieve the goal defined herein justification of the confidence reposed in you. In this light, you are hereby ordered, and that's the key word, order. In this light, you are hereby ordered to turn over all working materials in your possession associated with your functions, operation scene, car, handheld police radio, etc., to the offices of the head of Human Resources Management Division, Unit 114 for onward transmission. In view of the above, you will report to the offices of your immediate supervisor, Unit 110, and he is a CSO for the IG, for a briefing and resumption of future duty effective as of date mentioned above. How can that be? The letter was sent to me on February 17, and they said effective as of that date, and it was past 4 o'clock, almost 5 o'clock. I should report all everything in my possession. So I wanted to lay the basis for my resignation And let it be noted that where they relieved me of my post and have subsequently, according to them, reassigned me, is a position that Sam Collins is occupying. So it's like a swap. Sam is coming to my position. So let me go here with the official statement. Liberia National Police, Capitol Hill, Monrovia, Liberia, February 18, 2026. I, Cecilia Clark, Deputy Commissioner of Police, have formally resigned from the position of police spokesperson of the Liberia National Police effective February 18, 2026. Having served in this role with dedication and commitment to professionalism, I consider it a privilege to have contributed to strengthening public communication and institutional transparency during my time. As one of the few women to serve in such a visible leadership position in the LNP, I have embraced this responsibility with integrity, vision, and a deep sense of professionalism. I am thankful for the opportunity to serve in the police by building trust and improving communication with the public and the security sector. My decision to resign follows careful reflection on a range of professional and administrative challenges experienced over nearly 2 years. These include, but not limited to, persistent workplace discrimination, operational constraints, limited institutional support, structural barriers affecting the performance of my office, and difficulties in team collaboration. Despite continued efforts to address these matters internally and uphold the highest level of professionalism, recent developments have made it clear that resigning from my position is in the best interest of both myself and the institution. Let me read that again. Despite continued efforts to address these matters internally and hold the highest level of professionalism, recent developments have made it clear that resigning from my position is in the best interest of both myself and the institution. And this is the recent development I'm referring to, relieving me of my post and reassigning me to the post of Sam Collins. I would like to express my sincere gratitude for the opportunity to serve the Liberian people through the Liberia National Police. I remain appreciative of my colleagues and partners who supported the work of the LNP. And when I talk about my partners, I'm referring to my media partners. Thank you. You did not just leave me alone. You supported me throughout. So I must say thank you. I hope the institution will work to strengthen its system to promote fairness, inclusion, professionalism, and a healthy workplace for all officers, irrespective of gender, like I am the female, experience, or background. I remain committed to ensuring a smooth transition and wish the Liberia National Police continue success in fulfilling its mandate of serving and protecting the public. Best regards. I remain Cecilia G. Clark, former DCP, spokesperson of the Liberia National Police, and senior student at law, Arthur Graham School of Law. Thank you.
people to support. If this is not government money, this money is an NGO money. Then you want to dictate with us? You telling the president what to give us? You must be joking. We'll be here until you give this money. Because you undermine the president. You undermine the government. Government is encouraged. Government is encouraged. You spoke with the media and there's a lie you are explaining all of that. I don't know who you call yourself. We're not come here and lie on the government. We're not come here and lie. You people got our money and the government and the president told you to pay it. We need our money. Yes, you talking about payment plan? You talking about payment plan? You standing over there, you got people to support. If this is not government money, this money is an NGO money. Then you want to dictate with us? You telling the president what to give us? You must be joking. We'll be here until you give this money. Because you undermine the president. You undermine the government. Government is encouraged. Government is encouraged. You spoke with the media and there's a lie you are explaining all of that. I don't know who you call yourself. We're not come here and lie on the government. We're not come here and lie. You people got our money and the government and the president told you to pay it. We need our money. Yes, you talking about payment plan? You talking about payment plan? You standing over there, you got people to support. If this is not government money, this money is an NGO money. Then you want to dictate with us? You telling the president what to give us? You must be joking. We'll be here until you give this money. Because you undermine the president. You undermine the government. Government is encouraged. Government is encouraged. You spoke with the media and there's a lie you are explaining all of that. I don't know who you call yourself. We're not come here and lie on the government. We're not come here and lie. You people got our money and the government and the president told you to pay it. We need our money. Yes, you talking about payment plan? You talking about payment plan? You standing over there, you got people to support. If this is not government money, this money is an NGO money. Then you want to dictate with us? You telling the president what to give us? You must be joking. We'll be here until you give this money. Because you undermine the president. You undermine the government. Government is encouraged. Government is encouraged. You spoke with the media and there's a lie you are explaining all of that. I don't know who you call yourself. We're not come here.
Community, yeah. So sometimes people will be hoping that when I get a little money, at least I'll be able to do something better with my life. But again, you will be walking back to back. You will be walking from place to place. You will be walking until all of your shoes heal. We can always say in the simplest form, your shoe heal finish before even getting little of, yeah, it's just so frustrating. But we're back, folks, after the news bulletin. But Temwe is here with us, George S. Temwe from the Ministry of, in fact, sorry, he's not about from the Liberal Labor and Governance Alliance is here with us this evening. So yes, those of you who are watching and those of you who are also following, we want to say back after the news break. But are you, I don't know, is set and ready?
Yes, Mabel, I'm here.
Yeah. Go ahead, Ali.
Yeah, say I'm here. Oh, yeah, wait for the news break. I was just looking at those videos you were playing over there. Cecilia Clark resignation. I saw some people I came across that this morning, those people that were protesting and saying Yekepa, and where they were using tear gas, shooting at them. And also this other lady, Gafua, you die instant on him because whenever people go to that ministry with money, they waste stand on can
Money matter. Yeah. So but I mean,
but,
it's not
but
easy, man.
why these things are happening? You see, I don't really know. But Mr. Temba, yeah, we are back again. I have some question to ask you. Yes. Are you there?
Yes, of course. I mean,
Yes. Yes, back to the show. Yes, I want to know something. This group you are heading, this labor group, I want to know whatsoever you people are doing, going after the present labor minister now to make sure right things are done or people are treated fairly. Because like for me, I always say this, and I think we are interacted 2 or 3 different times on the King's FM. The labor ministry is one of the problem in our country, the way in which our people are treated. We all went through the same thing when we were back home working. But the way you're putting this government feet to the fire, or the labor ministry right now to be precise, did your organization or the group you are heading, did you people do the same during the past administration? I want to know that.
so thank you. That's a very good question. So the truth is, during the past administration, George S. Tanger in the liberal labor movement was still in the making. As a matter of fact, during the past administration, I was in Germany studying my second master's in labor policies. So after that, I had to go for some internship and training at the International Labor Organization and the European Trade Union Congress, and I was not actively involved. So after my training, certifications, it was only prudent that I come back to my country to see how best we all can, help to better our country labor laws. So to answer the question straight, during the past administration, we were not active. But the truth remains, we have even flagged now that even during the past administration, there were a lot of irregularities. The past administration cannot be excluded from the mismanagement of the sector. But the good news is we have a new government coming to power under the mantle of rescue. So all of those mismanagement, they might have seen them, they may have flagged them out, and they were flagged out during the campaign promises. So it is only good and in good faith that they do the things that they said they were going to do on behalf of the Liberian people. So we are going to hold them to fire. And let me just break the news. The Ministry of Labor has issued a strong statement on the Facebook page. You can all check it out, where they said when we provided the information that the Director for Regional Affairs at the Ministry of Labor has resigned, when we shared the resignation letter, and when we provided that information to the public, clearing situations that we know exist and has been existing at the Ministry of Labor, where issues of threats, discrimination, allegations of bad practices against some workers at the Ministry of Labor. We also mentioned that in our statement, and we believe, though there are any allegations, we believe there were supporting reasons for which that good lady decided to resign her position as Director on Regional Affairs. So the Ministry of Labor has called the woman and pushed her to come out to make a statement to say that if George S. Tanger don't come up on Facebook or other social media platform to say that the statement on her recent resignation was against threat, they will take me to court. So, Ministry of Labor, I'm waiting for you to take me to court. Then, so there are other issues that we have flagged against Minister Emmanuel, how he's corrupt, how he issued temporary work receipt and permits used all of his function. That's not his responsibility, but he issued it. So are you not going to take me to court also when we issue the customized receipt for the documents that were issued to our company by the Labor Commission for Lower Maghibie County when he collected lawful money that we are passed through the Liberia Revenue Authority? We issued those statements, we published them, the receipt. So why you also take me to court? So we are waiting for them to take us to court, and these are not things we are afraid of. We were made for this.
Okay, thank you. That maybe you can go ahead, because for me, I just wanted to know.
But I'm a bit confused. Well, with the Ministry of Labor that have the sole authority to work with the issues of labor, want to be carrying people to court instead of maybe working along with the people to know that, okay, yes, I think these kind of organizations, or maybe these kind of maybe group of people, or activists like you people, or maybe the media, we need everyone on board so that we'll be able to work together and to have a very good and vibrant labor system. Why are they threatening people?
It's simple. The Ministry of Labor, Minister Kubakar, do not want these things leaving from the Ministry of Labor, from his cycle. There are allegations of the minister collecting around $30,000 US from AFCON, the company where the workers were processing today. There are allegations that he received $30,000 US every first Monday. We provided those details. We provided those allegations. Why are they not going after it? Labor Commissioner Jackson from Grand Bassa County, that should be retired. But now, he is still working. He was suspended for 1 month without pay, but he was still working. He was still driving the official car of the Ministry of Labor and coming to Council Kubakar. So why are these things happening? So why are they not checkmating these things? You journalists, it's only important when we flag these things out, you then go out there to investigate. So if they cannot prosecute themselves due to the height of mismanagement, how then can they say we that are flagging it out, they are going to coerce people to prosecute us because we brought these things to light? This is a total disrespect to the time of the Liberian people. You should be providing details, pushing companies to be in compliance, enforcing our decent work act, supporting workers. But the only time you see labor inspector going to areas to investigate is because they want to go and collect alien registration fine, and because they want to go and check who they get permit, who don't have permit. You should be also going there to go and check how many employees you have here, how many of them are below the minimum wage. Can we see that payroll? I tell you for free. I was in Johnsonville one time. I went to go purchase from one shop. Labor inspectors that should be out, they were there. They went there. I thought they were going to conduct investigation on checking to see the wage list of the workers there, to see whether they are wearing safety shoes, to see whether they are having helmets, and all of these basic
a time as to whether maybe they have a day off, or maybe
one time.
Because some of our people, but some of our people just keep working. They are no leave, nothing, years in, years out. They are working.
I tell you for free. And those workers and those inspectors from the Ministry of Labor only went there to go and discuss, oh, my man, you're from Pakistan. We know that you're not getting a document, but you say that one of our men running after your document. But please, you have to support our building project. So they gave them hammer, the other one take a screwdriver.
You mean the Ministry of Labor, inspectorate teams are also requesting, like allegedly some of our people been accusing our lawmakers or government officials of the same behavior? Who are there getting gifts from these people? Is that what you are saying?
These are not close secret. We published them. We documented a video. We even published it on Facebook. and other areas. It is sad that the Ministry of Labor will not want to do the right thing. We have also shared information where employees, contractors rather, at the Ministry of Labor have not been paid for 13 months. Councillor Cooper Crown will not want to pay these people. He will rather want to beg them to pay them for 2 months against their will. But they will want to come after George S. Stenger because I'm speaking against his speech. They will want to do all they can to sideline the voices at the Liberal Labor and Governance Alliance because we are pushing that this thing should end. This is a total disrespect to this labor movement. This is a total waste of time.
Wonderful. Let me ask, Brother Ali, what I have another thing before we go to the line to interact, because I want to give our people more time, because these are issues that our people, they always accusing. Sometimes some of them they go to the Ministry of Labor. Some of them sometimes they will say, yeah, well, for me, I was lucky that at least the Ministry of Labor look after my kids. Other people keep complaining back to back the issue of people not looking after them. But I leave anything before we go to the line, or maybe get back to our brother quickly and then go to the chorus.
Yes, a quick question. No, but the problem right now, so what is the people hope? If the labor ministry that are supposed to be there, supposed to make sure that there are laws that protecting employees across the country to different companies, agency, and whatsoever, if the labor ministry cannot even pay their workers on time, they are indebted to their workers, so there is no protection out there for these other people. And again, like Mr. Tengbe said, whenever communication go to the labor ministry, when they look at it, oh yes, that George Tengbe and your group, and then they will just go and trash it. Are they doing good for themselves under a rescue government? For you people to receive information, I think what those people are doing, they are trying to help you, and you're supposed to work together. But whenever they send communication to you, you look at it and you trash it. I don't think the government is doing good. And like he said, the president had to see what to do some reshuffling to the labor ministry. Because what I'm seeing, like what he said, now there is no check and balance to labor ministry. Everybody from one political party, from one country, so there is no check and balance. So if that is happening, these are some of the reasons why you see massive corruption.
And we're going to feed the weight, Brother Ali, before maybe the same thing will go to our brother, will go to now. We're going to feed the weight.
The Liberian people, nobody else. You see, because there is no check and balance at the labor ministry now, all the positions are given to MDR, and every MDR member that have having this position, they are coming from Nima County. So that ministry have been like a Nima County ministry, almost like the 7-7 agency. I have thousands of people working there. Everybody almost from Lofa County. Almost every month they carry different people they shopping in from Lofa County. So the 7-7 agency is almost like Lofa County agency now. So
but I tell me quickly, and then nothing quickly before we go to the line to interact with our people, because we're going to feed the weight for me. These are some of my concerns, and this there are other little things that but I tell me that some of our people, they are more concerned about, and these things have been played around by the Ministry of Labor. Then we talk about the issue of time, and this is important. The issue of time, the years, the months. People keep working; they are not having day off. They are not having the time to rest, but they work for 12 hours. Some of them work for 24 hours, and they are not getting the real money for that. Are we really abusing our people to the I don't even know how to do this.
They will check the system. There's a bad feedback coming from you.
Yes, yeah, go ahead, but go ahead.
So let me say this quickly before I forget. Today something funny happened in our country. It started last week in Grand Bassa County. Now, the workers from AFCON, the Ministry of Labor, Mr. Kuba Crown, it is only prudent that you support these workers. The statement today from the Ministry of Labor is in total violation of Chapter 17.1 of the Decent Work Act of Liberia that talks about workers having the rights to establish, gather, and join organization. Is against Chapter 17, Section 17.2 that protects workers against act of interference or retaliation by employers. Now, let me come to the statement today by the Minister of Labor. The Minister of Labor is mandated to function as a neutral arbiter, not as an advocate for any management. That statement today from the Ministry of Labor against the weapons of AFCON was like a PR for the management. We forbid that. This is something we believe that should be done in connection with the demands of the workers. There is something called dialogues. The right to strike is in 18.1. So these laws, these sections are lawful. These people have legal rights to strike. So if they are coming up to strike, and I'm in total support of the African workers, because we have received information that the Minister of Labor allegedly received $30,000 through his Labor Commissioner Jackson, and against that, he has no feelings for the workers of AFCON. Last week, I posted that there is a plan to dismiss 500 workers from AFCON. If you check my Facebook page, it is there as we speak. So that plan is in line. And as we also speak, there are supervisors or quote-unquote experts from AFCON that are leaving the country. Now, they don't want to pay these people. And we investigated from the angle of ArcelorMittal. ArcelorMittal have already paid legal money for AFCON. So AFCON should pay these workers. People cannot work overtime. I was just at Total gas station, like I was driving and I decided to stop at few Total stations. The workers there, I asked them, what time do you come to work? Someone says 7:30. Someone says 8 o'clock. What time do you leave? 9:30, 10 o'clock p.m. I asked them again, are you being paid overtime? They say no. So do you get the background from where the International Labour Organization was created in 1919? Was because of exploitation. So exploitation is still on the increase.
All right, brother Josh, let's go to the line because most of our people they keep testing and calling back to back. Maybe you will come back maybe one of these days, but that's very, very good of you, at least for you to come here today and talk to your people. Let me go to the line quickly and pick our first caller, David King. David, good evening.
Good evening, neighbor, and let me say good afternoon to Aliu. And Aliu, happy Ramadan. And we wish
Thank you.
across the world this spiritual power that they are going to embark on in this month of Ramadan. May Allah continue to bless you guys, and may Allah may you guys to be strong.
Amen.
To ask for forgiveness for our country, Liberia.
Amen.
You have spoken very well for our brothers and sisters, and I think you need to be commended for the level of job that you continue to do for our country and our people. But you see, this country called Liberia, under this regime, the people have made the Ministry of Labor to be a ministry of human capital, specifically the QNS group at that place. They have made that whole ministry of people look at whereas people should have formed a government on the level of tribalism or whatever. But Papa Cry, as a minister, is actually our brothers and sisters who are ArcelorMittal and others too. Those brothers and sisters who are working with our company, they need you guys in such a manner and form because the government deal on the matter of rescue. So if you come to rescue people, you cannot enslave the people who you came to come to rescue. So it would just be like you jump from the frying pan into the fire. So we pray that whatever your voice, and have you just drop in the ground, get like that, your voice to go across the country so that the government can find reason to help our brothers and sisters who have been down the way they are treated and our places of work.
All right. Thank you so much, David King. Charles Cooper, Charlie, good evening.
Good evening, neighbor.
Yes, my brother, go ahead.
Let me say good evening to my friend and brother Charles Estember. I've gotten to know him through advocacy, and I think he has become one of those voices in Liberia, especially in the labor sector. And the work he's doing, only God can pay him. Maybe our labor sector has become the labor pain. And we are all feeling the pinches of that bad labor. You know, the sector come from the educational sector, even that's one of the places that bad labor is right now. Maybe you know that there are some teachers that are still working for 10,000, 15,000, 20,000 labor day in gross violation of the Decent Work Act. Because the educational sector is a formal sector. We got two sectors in the labor sector. We got a formal and informal. So although within the formal sector, there is a benchmark, a minimum benchmark there, which is at least 150 up. But in the educational sector, maybe I've been on the radio several times advocating. Teachers got overloaded and then they are underpaid. And you see, maybe our government is the biggest architect of bad labor policy in Liberia. That's why you see when the foreigners come in Liberia, they don't bring it with them, maybe they meet a year. The foreigners meet bad labor right in Liberia, so they just copy from our government. Maybe imagine if you're taking 200 million for a concession company. You already sold the people to that company. What you say you want to make already bribe you? They make 200 million in advance.
All right, Charles, thank you. Let's hear from other people, please. Today's caller, good evening.
Yes, good evening to you, Maple. And that is a good evening to following the show. My name is Hussein. I'm Hussein Kerwin. I'm in Chelsea.
Okay, thank you, Bambara, for joining us.
Follow me religiously. First of all, let me appreciate the guy in the studio. Maybe I work in the private sector for quite a long. Well, I work with the Chinese, the Lebanese, and the labor sector is a serious challenge. Government after government. And this is because of the lack of job in our country. Just for example, I was somewhere, whenever the labor inspectors are coming, in fact, the CEO, the managers will tell you, whatever customs they ask you, you should go in line with the company's, or regulation. They will tell you exactly to stay to them, even when you are affected. Say, for example, you were paid $75 in the company, and when labor come and ask you how much you pay, what about should have been paying you 150 or 200? Labor will ask you how many pay you say, oh, you pay me 200, 150.
But what the labor can even ask for the people payroll? I think why are they not asking for the payroll or who's it?
Yeah, so another thing, labor, if all of those big companies, ask for private companies, you should have a labor office right there, right? So that they can address some of those issues of bad work practice. In the private sector, my bad, I don't know the government, but in the private sector, I've been around. It is private. The labor company is bad, and that is what's the other going to impact? Just to say this again, I told to what I had that the former minister of labor is the lawyer of that company who I'm going to mention. You understand? So this is, we're not going to struggle, we struggle. But whatever it is wrong, let us say it because history will call us.
Oh, yes.
So essentially, at the studio, to continue to advocate for some of
Thank you, my brother Hussein. Thank you so much, Hussein, for that brilliant point. Today's caller, good evening. Yes, go ahead. Thank you for joining us. Go ahead, my brother.
His life.
Even me.
And what he was saying today is what we are looking at. The
No, don't go that way. Just go straight to the issue, please. No, let's go to the labor business. The labor business is everybody's business.
Don't generalize it. Don't be personal. You can do that. Don't say the dividing. Not everybody can do that.
All right, thank you. Saying you don't want to go to the issue, for me, I'd like to discuss the issue. 0770-203125. That's the number to call this evening. I have to say, all of us, whether you were born yesterday, whether you were born today, whether you were ever, how you be called, we are experiencing the issues, like my brother said. There are a lot of people who are making about 10,000. 10,000 is less than I think $50. Very imagine people are making 10,000. Nurses, health workers. Yeah, in fact, I think at the ER, not too long, sometime last year, people were also protesting for salaries, increment, low salaries, and so forth. The issue of labor. That's why today, some of you today, you've been working for the past 10, 15, 20 years, nothing to show. Keep your calls coming 0770203125, and the WhatsApp number is also there. Someone asking, in fact, someone asking as to what they are paying 2 times a week because they say after every 2 weeks, right? The government said after every 2 weeks they will pay. I don't know what that come into effect for me. I don't know. Yeah,
that's why they said that the pay system were carried to Liberia. But with the way we take
just go call that big. Hello, today's caller. Good evening.
Good evening, neighbor, and good evening to your studio guests and to your fellow panel. This is the father of the Congo chairman, and I'm TOP when he gave up so neighbor, any institution that will not pay you, that institution is bound to promise. In this case, we don't want to pay you. What the administration is cannot a sponsor for us to be empowered to pay you is a measure we are discussing, and the ministry is getting by the point. How can economy grow when the labor sector is an embarrassment to our nation? Our Western mates are sold to foreigners while we run motorcycle, we run wheelbarrow, we sell pork. When will Liberia economy grow? We are it will not help us. It's kind of redundant to us. But here are some, although it is now, it is not just unique to this government, but we expect the government that can rescue to at least go a step higher than the other people. But then you come as a rescuer, Kubo Kran have been, nobody else is just a minister. If you get everyone is a member of the Senate dying because of some malpractices that he did for your minister of communication, your minister of corruption.
Allegedly, yeah.
The Senate denying. That same name was, Senate to be to observe most vibrant sector of our society, which is the labor sector. Why would we be treated like this? The man is an environment, it's an package.
All right, thank you. We'll be asking Brother Tembe because all of the people there are all lawyers. I don't know how come, but today's caller, good evening. I like that. Go ahead, my brother.
One of the sectors in the country that will make the Liberian people to not benefit nothing from their own country. Because you get people that you put in, they will not qualify. So the selling the job to foreigners because we give it 10,000 work permit to foreigners, that the job is selling there too. The job that we want to get for our children to go to school. The job that we want to get for all the farm to eat. Yes, that is the selling thing. You just say one man, what just left ministry of job, and he still another minister of job, he asking one way that he to say and not get money before he won't left. So now the country of France and the president was supposed to have here. So one is talking to that is balancing all as the president. This president support every evil thing that will come to this country so that here men we can share the money among themselves. So thank you.
Where you go? My man, let me talk to my Tigo like that, man. Today's caller, good evening.
Yes. My name is T. Makomeweya. I do join the conversation from Riyadh.
Yeah, go ahead, my brother.
I like the discussion this evening, but here is the point that I think we all should look at. It's like you are telling, being able to go and then rural cassava on the farm. Which of course they themselves are also eat of the cassava leaf. When you see let me just first say one aspect of the assistant labor minister who can say job right here, very LBS, you look quick. I want to read
wrap up.
That is so why labor practice. He got no regard for workers.
I don't know.
Enforcement need that way, so Chinese people walk here.
But when I get ready, you don't go to court. But go ahead, I'm just kidding. Hello, listen to you. Go ahead, my brother.
Yeah, so you will see those things. I can even tell when there are 15 government officials that get their offices, that get their ministry, that get their agencies that people working for, and it's slaving them. The head doctor of JFK, who died in hospital right here to rehab. That is the same thing. The head doctor of Labro, you say your wife, essentially for protocol for Pakai. They get a hospital. Check what I see.
All right, thank you. We will bring some of the discussion all of the time because after all of the voting, that the only benefit that you will get at the little job that you'll be doing, at least that little job, when they pay you after 6 months, 1 year, or 2 years, at least you say, let me leave a job, let me go farm, or maybe me go do my little business. But if your work is not even giving you anything, no hay, no tea. For me, I always say no. But let me take Brother Ezekiel from the US also try calling us, Brother Ezekiel Freeman. I think you also want to chip in on the discussion quickly, then we'll go back to our guest. We'll close up for the day because we'll have about 8 more minutes of our time here this evening to go. But I think he's a little bit busy. So let me just take 1 or 2 more call back on people. Yes, this the kind of discussion, they are all for all of us people, whether you for what to, whether you not for what to. One thing about labor is for everybody. So yeah. Let me just take the last call quickly, then I'll go back to Brother Timber. Yeah, hello? Hello? Yeah, go ahead, my brother.
Thank you very much for the many things for the family. This is our I think even the Minister of Labor have been existing for a very long period. All those people that have been working there, they are very drinking all my friends that are working. Why is there a lot of governing people? Why cannot see the traffic in the public? You say, oh, this law, the labor law says this, the labor law says the law. Even store border in a store, you say the labor law says, but we cannot see the labor law traffic in the public. Why are they keeping those people? I want to know their right to advocate.
Thank you, my brother. That's a for us. Thank you, Brother Judge. It is indeed interesting, but we have to go no time. Yeah, you know, our people, the one thing that I like about them, they follow and they know all of these things, all of the happy. Even though the politicians, they are in fact, some of them, they support them 100%. But when it comes to reality, they think that these things are all terrible and not good for our society. But respond to our people and just close us so we can go home for the day.
Thank you. So before I respond to my Liberian people, let me just say a few things for you. According to our labor law, according to the law that governs our land, there is something called just cause. Meaning, if a company is about to dismiss you, they should make sure that the employer must have valid reason to prove beyond all reasonable doubt that you should be suspended or you should be dismissed. An accusation alone is not enough to suspend someone or to dismiss them. Why am I saying this? I'm saying this because today, the Ministry of Labor warned those outcome workers that they risk dismissal if they don't go back to work. Now, here is what our law says. Section 17.1 and Section 17.2. It says, before you interfere in such a matter, you must have conducted labor hearing. That is the reason why I agree to what one of the court said. There is a need to mandate every private company in the country to have labor relation officers. Because that office is mandated. That office will make sure that labor matters are heard before it goes to the Ministry of Labor Court. Now, some of the callers who said that the Ministry of Labor is not working.
1 minute, Brother let me take Brother Ezekiel from the US. But Ezekiel, good evening. Good afternoon. Yes, well, okay. Thank you for joining us. Go ahead quickly, my brother. No time. Let me just give you 1 minute.
Okay, well, I just want to add my praise to the manifestos that we have. You know, Liberia will continue to go in this direction because the love of country and love of people is. I mean, God is in control. That's just my contribution, people.
Thank you. Only God is in control. Yeah, so, but tell me, I think you got to wrap things up because we have.
Yeah, right. Thank you. So, there is a legal breach today from that message that came from the Ministry of Labor. That memo on the website or on the Facebook page of the Ministry of Labor is a total disrespect to those African workers. Have they conducted hearing? How then do they know that the workers are in the wrong? Have they, created a form of conference? Because the law also says dialogue. The law also says collective bargaining agreement. And if clauses in that bargaining agreement have not been adhered to after two go slow, those people, chapter 18.7, chapter 18.1 of our sin law, support their strike. So how then our Minister of Labor, according to him, he's a lawyer, he has preached cases, he preached the law, he cannot in any way serve his function rightly. So this is a total disrespect to the workers of our country. The Ministry of Labor, I said it before and I'll say it again, the Ministry of Labor is not ready to protect workers in this country. The Alien Registration Department at the Ministry of Labor should be removed immediately from the Ministry of Labor. There should be a commission for alien registration. That commission should be working in connection with the Liberal Immigration Service, the Liberal Revenue Authority, NASCO, and other entities like the Bureau of Concession, so that that body can have full focus to conduct legal revenue generation at the alien registration.
Yes.
Or else, the Ministry of Labor will never improve. And I said it before, that minister should be dismissed or he resigns so that sanity can come to the Ministry of Labor. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Brother George. We hope and pray that at least you will be here another time, because Liberians, they are very, very eager to understand or in fact to know their rights and to know, or in fact to even see people like you standing up for them and talking for them. Thank you so much for coming. And please just keep your phone always active. We will call you maybe after 1 or 2, 3 weeks, at least so that we can talk to our people again about the labor issues, things that they need to know. Thank you so much. Brother Ali, we got to go. No much time, my brother. What say you?
Yeah, George, thank you for coming. We appreciate it. At least these are things we want to be happening in our country, to be educating our people, let them know. But like who said something very important, and that's what has been happening. And this issue about the labor ministry today, it is not just start to Joseph Boakai administration.
No.
This is an old age problem. Some of all Ben Noe, I was said the labor ministry is one of the greatest problems. When we were in Liberia working for Lebanese, excuse me, the city will happen. When the labor inspector come, oh my man, how you doing? How they work, how everything, they go straight to, and they always come on a Friday. Because while they need to go home with that envelope, they need to take something home to their family. They will not come to even ask us how we are paid, how we are treated. That's all. And sometimes again, when they come in, the people will know that they come in, then they will be telling, oh, when they come, and when your people ask you, you must say this, you must say that. We are not protected. Because if you even go to the labor inspector, you tell them how they are treating us. They will say, oh, so and so work or two, or you're doing this to them, you're doing that to them. They will use you to eat them, and then they will sack you.
In fact, they'll be telling you that no job in their control. You know, you got to manage because no, maybe tomorrow. Yes. Yeah, thank you so much. But this is indeed important. These are some of the reasons why our people continue to live in poverty, because just imagine you have 4 or 5 family members working, like nobody working in the family. Everybody continue to beg back to back. But thank you, man, dear brother. Good day. We see it on tomorrow by the grace of God.
Okay, Mabel.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We talking about podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. Qualified people who willing to serve. Blessing our time and our efforts are rest. The project is giving us the end of parents from there. So welcome and live with African.
A lyrical
Master.
Le palis ou bien quand I can't Sktv-Lib. C'est ma chenille, tina ke ase ma yamo. Enji sano muni, emu aye yo. Enji lofa mui, emu aye
best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grand bazaar.
And I dine ya to money, and I salia ya to money, and I quantity ya to money, and I quadruple ya to money, and I dine ya to money, and I salia ya to money, and I quantity ya to money, and I quadruple ya to money, and I forget na ya to money. Sktv, and I forget it now. Cause you work on my ya to money. Yeah.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lopa and grand bazaar.
There are things we can do. We bringing good news and we give it to you. We talking for podcasts and connecting people and culture from here and out part of the globe. Qualified people who waiting to serve. The flesh, the time, and the efforts are rare. The broadcast we giving are real and I promise my best. To work with my life without fear. From Grandfather Nima to Lufa, from River Sass, River G to Chile, from Grand Crew, Bombing, Cape Mount, Monster Rider, San to Backbaloo, from Maryland, Punk to the Mikey B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa.